All right, here's another feature, another player feature we have here for Safe Zone. We have my boy Kash Oladipo. Can you introduce yourself, please?
Hey guys, yeah, like you said, Kash Oladipo from Portland, Oregon. Um, just finished my last year at University of Portland back in 2024. Now playing in USL League One with the Portland Hearts of Pine, and just happy to be here.
That's good. That's good. All right, first question I have for you today is, how did you end up at your current club, and what's the journey been like so far?
Yeah, I'd say that my path there was kind of just season ended. Um, you know, November and December. Got in contact with an agent and kind of just worked on different options, kind of explored different paths. I was able to connect with my goalie coach here, uh, Utah. Had a couple conversations with him. They looked really it looked really promising, and I think that I saw the kind of like the project that they were building here and who I get to work with in Utah, and that was really attractive for me. So it's ultimately the route I decided going with. I think that I mean, especially in the US, no one's path is really the same. So I kind of just, thought you can just focus on yourself, really grind it on your own skills and stuff and see what happens after that.
Sure, sure, sure. And how's it been so far? What's the experience been like?
It's been fantastic. I think the environment here, um, everyone from our coaching staff to the players, we're blessed with a really great fan support as well. So it's been a really fun year for me. I think I mean, went off to Portland, Maine, so it's a pretty different part of the country, but the pro experience has been good. It's a little challenging, but just you just gotta embrace it.
That's good. That's good. Next question I have for you is, what part of your game do you feel has grown the most since joining your club?
I think my best attribute would probably be you get a little more disciplined. Um, you I think I've kind of like matured in a way that you kind of have to just grow and understand what each game needs and kind of like different ways to manage each game that you're stepping into. Kind of knowing that you don't see the same thing every week and you got to adjust to whatever's being thrown at you. Um, and it's kind of like that just, yeah, what needs to be done in order to get the 3 points on the day.
Hmm. Hmm. That's good. I'm gonna ask, what's a keeper you model your game after, like, and why?
That's a that's an interesting one. I think uh, there aren't a lot of keepers with my like same kind of build, so that kind of like limited the options a little bit. Just being like a bigger guy, but still want to be able to move and stuff like that. So uh, one I looked at before has been just Johnson at Toronto. Um, he's done fantastic in his career. Um, he's someone that like similar size and I mean still has great ability. So I think that he's one that you can always look to. Um, also, I feel like you gotta just take little things from each person.
Hmm.
You know, so players like Allison who are still quick with their 1v1s, um, have great feet. I think that's always something you can look at. I think that who else is there? Who else is there? When it comes to being, I mean, comfortable on the ball, you have your obvious picks, like Ederson, David Raya, uh, Ter Stegen, even though he's been out for a little bit, but kind of like seeing how those guys go about it
Hmm.
and kind of like try to take those models and see what you can implement that they have. And I
Yeah,
think that's what's been working best for me.
that's good. That's good. I seen lately there's recent talk of like with the USL with trying to get more rights and stuff like that. Can you talk more about that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. So, yeah, recently, specifically in the USL Championship, they're coming up on their bargaining agreement. So a lot of the players, their players and the USL Player Association are just honing in on securing more rights for players, just better contracts, more benefits, making sure things are done right. And so it's kind of one of those things where all players in the USL are just trying to stick together and really push our voice out there,
Hmm.
show some unity and some solidarity for our fellow players in that regard. So I think that it's been really important for us this past couple months and kind of just securing what we think is fair in that regard. So it's been going pretty well, and we know like the USL in general, they do want to do things the right way. So it's just kind of making sure that the two sides can come to a good understanding and get a good baseline for things that continue to move forward.
Right. And is there anything like viewers or regular people that are not in the league can do to help with this initiative?
Mm, yeah, for sure. I think that it'd be just again voicing their opinion. Um, Especially we had a slogan just recently, just saying support your local footballer. Kind of just staying in touch with the guys you see, especially a lot of youth teams being in smaller markets, smaller communities, which means that they're usually tighter, they're usually closer. A lot of teams are well connected with those in their community, so really just being with them and standing by them and whenever you see something good happening for a player, just being by their side.
Okay. Sounds good. A couple more questions for me. What was your welcome to the league moment? Like, okay, wow, I'm really a pro now. What moment made you realize that?
I think my moment would probably be one of the first losses we took earlier in the season. It was it was actually my first game where we're out in South Georgia. Um, took a rough L that day, and the vibe in the locker room afterwards. Um, I mean, we've all had coaches that yell before. We've all had players that yell in frustration, but this feeling was different. Some of the things that were said, just letting you know that this is serious. Um, that each game mattered a little more. That each points that you drop, they mean a bit more. Um, yeah, that there's a little more on the line than what you've experienced in the past. And I mean, we've all been on. I mean, once you start playing at a high level, like things matter, but the implications for the future and it's starting to affect more people's livelihoods. I think that really came with a shock that dang, like there's way less room for messing around, way less margins for uh like little mental errors and things like that.
Hmm. Fair enough. Last question I have. I saw recently you got a red card in a game, and I wanted to ask you what happened, and you talk us through that and what you learned from that experience.
Yeah, that was all right. That one was rough. Man, it's actually the first red card I've ever gotten, bro. So I was like, dang, I don't
Yeah,
even know what to do. I was walking off, I was like, bro, I have no idea what's going on right now. But
yeah.
that was a rough one. So me and the back line, we had a little miscommunication. We just stepped. Uh, the opposition played a backwards pass, so we're stepping our lines up a bit, and the opposition goalie hits it back over the top. It's coming down, and I'm thinking, I'm coming forward. I'm thinking, how can I help my teammates out in this scenario? Ball dropping on his head. one guy tied to him. And I think an important role for goalkeepers, especially because you're not putting in the running with your team, that any moment you can take pressure off of them, you should do so. I think that's anytime you can offer a moment for your teammates to rest or just take the pressure off. I think that's really important moments for goalies. So I'm coming up and I give him a yell, thinking that he'd be facing me. So the possibility for him to just head it back or shield him for a path would be open. And ball ends up dropping on our turf. It didn't skip. It just popped straight up in the moment. So it kind of put it at an awkward length in between me and him. We kind of both froze. Next thing I know, I'm thinking, let me just wait it out, see if it can reach the box. Doesn't exactly get there. Striker takes a touch to the side. I nick him a little bit. I knew the foul was coming. I was like, whatever. I turn around to talk to my guy, and I just looked over my shoulder for a little second. I saw the red card. I was like, nah, like it actually like surprised me. I was like, bro, no, you can't be doing me like that. It was still early in the game too. The
Yeah,
foul's out to the box. Uh, I really wasn't the last guy because both my center backs like already ran past me. So I'm like, bro,
yeah,
how are you gonna do me like this?
yeah. You felt it was a little harsh, huh?
It was a little hard. So I was like, come on now. I tried to go to the ref to argue a little bit.
Yeah,
Nah, I was like, you, the thing is, I've
well,
never really no, they always say you never seen a ref reverse his call like that. So I went to
yeah.
argue
So
a
it's
little
not
bit.
even a
I
point.
was like, bro, let me just leave. Like, you
Yeah,
don't know what he's talking about, bro.
yeah.
I was like, bro, damn. So I just started walking off.
How did
That
it feel
sucked.
after?
And I got in the locker room. I yelled for a little bit. I was just frustrated, you
Yeah,
know. Again, like it was early in the game too. I was like, bro, like I didn't get to play today. I'm like, bro, I was so psyched for the moment. I was like, damn. Yeah, that was a rough one.
yeah.
Had to watch the rest of the game in the locker room, but our boys pulled out a huge win still. So
What's the
that was
What's
pretty tough. But in the moment, that sucked, bro. That sucked.
Nah, I bet. Thanks for being honest and answering that question. Last one
Yeah,
is that any advice to the underkeepers out there that are trying to go pro or trying to, you know, get to places like you? Anything you want to leave them with?
yeah, for sure. I'd say there's just take value in every rep you do at training. Um, like really zone in on what you're doing when it's time to work, really put in the work. And I think that it's really important. You got to be real honest with yourself on how things are going and um, what you need to improve on, what's going well for yourself, and kind of like the situation you're in, and always how you can better yourself. I think that yeah, like knowing what you're good at is really important, and you need to just take pride in that, enjoy that, and always try to improve in that aspect because um yeah, you never know what's gonna happen. So just focus on yourself. Don't worry about the outside noise. And at the end of the day, remember it's still a game, so you gotta enjoy
Yeah,
it.
yeah. All right, that's another week of player feature. Thank you again to my boy Cash, and stay tuned for what's to come.